Good afternoon. It's June 8th and we're in the fig greenhouse this afternoon. We're going to be putting together some air layers. This is the soil that I use, and we are in Grow Zone 7A. This is the fig greenhouse, fig and fruit nursery and orchard. You can also use these different, this is an old peanut butter jar. You can make air layers out of that, or I took some cups. I like to use clear stuff because then you can see if it's got roots, so you know when to take it off. But you know, with this here, you can also open it and check too. I use these a lot, but we're gonna do. Well, I'm just gonna show the kind of the process on all four of these. It's pretty basic. Each one's maybe a little different. The ball's probably the most tricky thing because you got to pack dirt on both sides and then close it. And then it has these little holes here. You don't want to depend on that little tab. You want to, when you close it, you want to zip tie those holes there so that it stays closed. I know that makes it harder to check, but them little zip ties don't cost much, and you can take a pair of fingernail clippers and pop them open and see. So, alright, we'll go around here and get started on putting this together. Alright, so here we are. I got this branch here broke. It's still attached at the bottom, but I'm going to cut these off and these leaves here off, and I'm going to set this little deal kind of right here, so hopefully it won't break. I may come back later on and after I'm done with this and put a piece of bamboo. Okay, I left 2 leaves on here. You need something for it to photosynthesize, but I want this to sit on the ground so it don't break. Looks like it's going to be about right there. I'm going to get right here just below this node, and I'm going to cut this on here like that, and I'm going to give it a little room. That's plenty, and I'm going to cut it again, trying to be careful not to finish breaking it so I can at least salvage part of this for a tree. My thought is I'll get a air layer from here, and then when I cut this off, I'll take this and just make a cutting out of it. But you want to peel that off of there like that. I recommend scraping this a little bit. Kind of helps make sure that the cane bean layer is broke. Now, you can or you cannot paint Clonex on there. We will on this one. And since we're doing another one right here on this tree, we're not going to paint it on the second one. Just this one. Looks like it's got a little stiff on me here. But a little hormone won't hurt nothing. It ought to help it root a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to start with this one here, and we're just going to pick this up easy and kind of open this little up. I made these so they kind of would do that. I'm going to pack that down in there good. I believe we're all right. It ain't got to be perfect. Now this lid should keep it together. You shouldn't even really have to worry about doing anything else but that right there. you know what? Let's put some tape on it to be safe. Alright, so I got some tape here. Let's go ahead and we're going to tape it around these sides. That'll secure it good. And I'm not using any kind of high-end tape. This is just that clean release painter's, blue painter's tape. Tape the lid on it. Now, while I was at it, I couldn't stand it. I had to go get a piece of bamboo and that'll help stabilize it. There we go. We'll be able to keep an eye on it and we'll come back and look at that. Now, the next one we're going to do is going to be right here. I've done cut the tip off of it. It's done been tipped, as you can see. But I don't really feel like it's going to fruit. And it's one of those that it needs to be thinned out of this. This is a Caldedom Gigantina. So we're going to whack these off here. And we're going to use the peanut butter jar on this one. And we're going to cut this node out here. I said we wasn't going to paint no hormone on this one because we was going to compare it on the two. Just to see what, just to see. I don't think you really even need it, but it's good to have it. My hole's a little big at the bottom there. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape kind of up under here like so, if I can. There we go, and that'll kind of tape that crack up as well. All right. Put the dirt to it. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put another piece of bamboo right there. I'll put that on. Let's get rid of that. Shouldn't need much more than that. This is a pretty simple procedure. I've had several people request me make some of these, so here we are. Pretty simple. That's it. In about, 3-4 weeks, we'll have a tree. I'm definitely gonna get another piece of bamboo and stick here and just put a wrap of tape around it to support it, and it should be good to go. We'll check back on this in a few weeks and see what we got. All right, we're gonna do about 3 on these 2 branches here. This first one right over here, it's upright. We're going to just do a cup. It should work real good here. These branches all need to be thinned off this tree. They don't have any fruit set on them. So, and they're kind of up under here a little bit. So to me, they're just perfect for making air layers. I like to scrape that a little bit. I believe it's all right. We'll go ahead and we'll put a little bit of this rooting hormone on here. Help it root. And get our cup on there next. I got us some tape. I'm just showing some different things you can use here. This works pretty good too. Trying to get my tape out here. Tape it up before I cram any dirt in it. It's alright if it's a little smaller. That should hold it clear. We can see what's in there. Let's put some dirt to it. And I'm just going to leave it open like that at the top. That's it. Just like it's a pot. So this next one here, we're going to put a ball on. And just kind of do about the same thing here. About right there. I'm going to kind of do that one right on the node. We'll leave the upper half. Peel it off of there. Little insurance policy. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of the rooting hormone on here. Hopefully that'll help it get going. Don't take much. So, alright, now we got our little ball here. And we'll just, like I said, this is the biggest trick is this. And you can flip that down there and just for a little extra security, just a little bitty zip tie. Run right through there. Zip it up, zippity doo dah. There it is. Now, here's something else you can do. So you see how long this branch is? It's probably 2 foot long. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to leave 3 leaves, and we're going to come up here and we're going to whack this one off right here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We're going to get right here below this node. And guess what? We're going to do another layer right here on this branch. Go down here and cut that around. Oh, that didn't work, did it? But that's okay. You know what? I'll take that right there in the house and attempt to root it. All won't be lost because it is starting to lignify. And if you get this in some dirt like today, it'll root. And I'm going to go ahead and just take this leaf here off. Well, so much for showing you a double. That didn't work out, but we'll try it again another day. But you can, if you got a long enough branch, it's not a problem to put another layer here. And then if you have some leaves between, they'll both root, no problem. But this one here is, you can see it's pretty green, and I probably cut in too deep. Should have been a little more cautious, and I broke it. Happens. You got to see it in the raw there. Mistakes happen, so ain't no big deal. We'll like I said, we'll just try to stick this, and we still got an air layer on there with that ball. We're good to go. So that's doing some different air layers here on the fig trees. If you got any questions, drop me a note, and you have a good afternoon. Okay, I said I was going to save this stick, so I put some of the rooting hormone on there from where I was doing tip cuttings. I still had some in this bowl, and I just covered that. This down here is not going to root, probably. We're going to leave it down there and just put this up the side here. Going to get some up here a little higher. Put it everywhere. You know, generally it's going to root around these nodes. Probably no point in putting anything there. Okay, so now that we got the hormone on there, it's just real simple. Stick it in there. Press it down. Now, you notice I didn't put no parafilm on there, because I want something I can remove. And parafilm is a pain to remove. So I just like to put this right down in there like that. That's all you need. It just keeps that moist, and you have less trouble with any parafilm. Secondly, here is another tip cutting. I'm going to show you another way you can do your tip cuttings as well. You know, you see me earlier, just stick it in there, but you don't have all them fancy trays. Just get you a Ziploc bag. Drop it down in there. Get most of the air out of it. You know, now it's ready to go store somewhere for a little while till you see some roots. Piece of cake, that'll root right out too. So there you go. We'll look back at these later on, see how they do. Thanks for watching.